Hello students, in this video we are discussing about mental health nursing issues for special populations. Special populations means like children, adolescents, women, violence, abuse, rape victims, and HIV/AIDS, elderly. These are the special populations. And what according to age and specific age, what are the mental health issues in special timings. ठीक है, this is the topic from last chapter in mental health nursing, that is community mental health. It is very important also. Sometimes in the examinations they may ask what are the mental health nursing issues for elderly and what is the role of nurse, what are the mental health nursing issues for women and what is the role of nurse, what are the mental health nursing issues among adolescent, what is the role of nurse. This is the, so you have to know all these conditions. Already we have discussed in whole syllabus, like anxiety, like suicidal ideation, depression, mania, psychosis, and these are all we have discussed. But it is very important that in special populations what are the issues that we, so problems of adolescent, if you see, anxiety disorders, conduct disorders, mood disorders, schizophrenia, eating disorders, deliberate self-harm, alcohol and substance abuse, sexual problems. What are the anxiety disorders? You can say anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, phobic disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, and conduct disorders, mood disorders like depression and mania, bipolar, schizophrenia like psychosis, eating disorders like bulimia nervosa and anorexia nervosa, deliberate self-harm means suicidal tendency, alcohol and substance abuse, sexual problem. Here we can see the nursing responsibility: assessment of high risk behavior, provide medical treatment as ordered, and giving support and providing behavioral therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, reassurance, aversion therapies, like that, and establishing nurse patient therapeutic relationship, involving family members in planning and implementation of therapies, planning for appropriate referral services, treat adolescents as individual client, educate family on communication pattern. This is all about psychosocial issues of adolescent age group. Then we can see problems of women. Here we can see particularly about the women: premenstrual syndrome, postpartum syndrome, puerperal psychosis, maternity blues, and menopausal syndrome. Premenstrual syndrome means before menstruation they'll get some psychological issues, that is premenstrual syndrome. And postpartum depression, after the delivery that mother will get depression, that is nothing but postpartum depression. And puerperal psychosis, after delivery, in the period of puerperium, mother gets the psychosis, that is puerperal psychosis. Maternity blues, mother develops some psychological beliefs about a baby after delivery. And menopausal syndrome, when on the age of 45 to 53 age group, they'll get menopausal syndrome. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. What is the firstly is the premenstrual syndrome. Premenstrual syndrome is a condition that affects the woman's emotion and physical health and behavior just before her menstrual period start. ठीक है, जैसे मंथली साइकिल, before getting that monthly cycle, before 5 to 10 days, they'll get some disturbances in emotion and physical health also, behavior also. They'll show some changes in their emotions. Somebody entering into the depression, maybe very sad mood they may maintain. Physically they'll become very weak and tired, and behavior they change, like irritation, like that, before 5 to 11 days before getting menstruation. And once they'll come to normal when menstruation begins. That is premenstrual syndrome. Understand? And this premenstrual syndrome causes are unknown, don't know why it comes, but changes in the hormonal levels at the beginning of the menstrual cycle may be causing. Okay, मतलब hormonal changes may be one of the cause to develop premenstrual syndrome. And levels of estrogen and progesterone increases during certain times of the month, which can cause mood swings, anxiety and irritability. This is one of the reason that. And the risk factors for premenstrual syndrome includes a history of depression or a history of mood disorders like a postpartum depression or bipolar disorder, and family history of depression symptoms, breast swelling and tenderness, acne, food cravings, irritability, mood swings, cry spells. Cry spells means getting cry without reason, they feel to cry. And how to manage. See, mostly management includes diuretics and analgesics, oral contraceptive pills, ovarian suppressors, and antidepressant if it is required. If required only we have to provide. These are the specific management. Coming to the general management, provide exercise regimen, emotional support, psychological support. We have to provide good sleep, adequate nutrition, avoid salt before the menstrual period, avoid caffeine and alcohol. These are the some. Next we can see postpartum depression. Okay, postpartum depression, it can occur during pregnancy or within 1 year of delivery. Understand? Postpartum means mostly after delivery only, but it may occur during the pregnancy also, but within 1 year of delivery. Causes are young age of the mother and low thyroid levels, stress from work or home, broken sleep patterns, history of depression, positive family history of depression, anxiety about the fetus, problems with previous pregnancy. These are the causes for postpartum depression. Then symptoms. In the postpartum depression, the mother will have feeling irritation, sadness, hopelessness, crying spells, evolution. Evolution means they won't get interest to do the activities, daily living activities, and withdrawal from friends and family, sleep disturbances, less interest in baby. मतलब बेबी से भी अफेक्शन नहीं डेवलप होता है. They will show very least interest about the baby. Eating too little or too much. These are the symptoms of postpartum treatment. Counseling, cognitive therapy, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, tricyclic antidepressants we have to provide, and good supervision and support we have to provide. And after some days it will become normal. Postpartum psychosis. It is very severe condition. Usually begins within 1 or 2 days or 2 days to 3 months of delivery. Postpartum depression will develop maybe during pregnancy, either within 1 year of delivery. But postpartum psychosis may begin within 1 or 2-3 days to 3 months. मतलब डिलीवरी होने के 2-3 डेज से लेके 3 मंथ के बीच में कभी भी हो सकता है. दैट इज पोस्टपार्टम साइकोसिस. ठीक है. तो सिम्टम्स, ऑडिटरी एंड विजुअल हैलुसिनेशंस. they'll have hallucination. Auditory मतलब they'll hear the voices of third person. Visual hallucination, they see something. And delusions, that is false beliefs they may have. Insomnia, suicidal thoughts, sleep disturbances, obsessive thoughts of baby. मतलब it is very, postpartum psychosis is danger for baby. Mother may harm baby also, maybe self harm, maybe she may be able to do baby harm also. Agitation, मतलब excitement, more excitement, anger, irrational guilt and mood swings will be symptoms of postpartum. If you see management, individual and group counseling, close follow-up, cognitive behavioral therapy, antipsychotics and electroconvulsive therapy and psychotherapies we have to provide. And generally exercise and rest, balanced diet, support group. Here we can see maternity blues. Maternity blues also we can call as a postpartum blues, also baby blues and maternity blues. Very common, but it is a self-limited condition. It begins very shortly after childbirth, may present with a variety of symptoms such as mood swings, that is mood changes, irritability and tearfulness. Mothers may experience negative mood symptoms mixed with the intense periods of joy. Up to 85% of new mothers are affected by postpartum blues, with the symptoms starting within few days after childbirth and lasting up to 2 weeks in duration. नॉर्मली ट्रीटमेंट हमको सपोर्टिव केयर हमको देना चाहिए, इमोशनल सपोर्ट, गुड स्लीप वी कैन प्रोवाइड. इफ इट इज अफेक्टिंग, मतलब इट इज परसिस्ट फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम, मोर देन 2 weeks, we have to go for assessment of postpartum depression or postpartum psychosis. We have to assess. Okay, so as I told, it is, we can also call it as a baby blues, postpartum blues. It occur mostly 4th or 5th day after delivery in 30 to 80%, 85% of women. It will persist for up to 2 weeks. Causes may be prenatal depression, low self-esteem, child care stress, low social support, poor marital relationship, unplanned pregnancy are the some of the causes for maternity blues. And symptoms, dysphoria, mood lability, irritability, hypochondriasis, and anxiety, insomnia, impaired concentration, then isolation and headaches. Once again I'll repeat the symptoms. Dysphoria, what is mean by dysphoria? आप लोग जानते हैं, मतलब there is dissatisfaction about the life, there is very uneasiness about life, not interested, ठीक है. And mood lability, irritability. आप बताइए hypochondriasis, what is mean by hypochondriasis? It is many times we have discussed hypochondriasis. In also we have discussed in somatic disorders, subterfuge disorders, ठीक है. In terminology also we have discussed. In delusions also, hypochondriatic delusions. So what is meant by hypochondriasis? So it is nothing but obsessional idea that having some serious undiagnosed medical condition, मतलब they have some, feel that they have some very serious medical disorder, like that, something very serious. And anxiety, insomnia, impaired concentration, isolation, headache, these are the some of the symptoms to dysphoria and hypochondriasis. Then management, antipsychotic drugs, mood stabilizers, supportive interventions, cognitive behavioral therapy, reassurance, continuous monitoring and supervision, nutritional management, and suicidal precautions. Menopausal syndrome. So what is menopause? Menopause is nothing but a cessation of ovulation, generally occurs between 45 to 53 years of age, that is a stop of cycle periods, ठीक है. So symptoms, hot flashes, that is एकदम sweating, गर्मी लगता है, sleep disturbances, vaginal atrophy and dryness will be there. And cognitive and affective disturbances, if it comes hot flashes, sleep disturbances, vaginal atrophy are the physical symptoms, ठीक है, that is medical symptoms. When it comes to psychiatric symptoms, cognitive and affective disturbances like worrying, depression, anxiety, irritability, difficulty in concentration, and decreased self-confidence are the cognitive and affective disturbances during menopause. Then menopausal syndrome management. HRT देना है, that is hormonal replacement therapy. You might have well discussed in OBG subject. So hormonal replacement therapy, estrogen, progesterone, according to doctor's prescription, they have to take that therapy. Reassurance, psychological support, and early identification of emotional problem, and getting proper treatment, counseling, and here we can see problems of elderly. Sorry, problems of elderly, mostly in the old age problem we can say. See, there are some developmental tasks for us. We have to establish a satisfactory living relationship. They have to adjust with the retirement income, establishing comfortable routines, maintaining marital and social relationship well, keeping active and involved, staying in touch with other family members, sustaining and maintaining physical and mental health, finding meaning of life. Elderly क्या होता है, during the elderly age, after retirement, after losing their partner, they may get disturbances. So they have to develop some things, they have to develop some adjustments according to the age and with the family, then they won't get any problems. So these are the 8 developmental tasks we are explaining here. Here the old age people should establish a satisfactory living relationship. They have to be satisfied first, and they have to adjust with the retirement income. See, if they are doing job, they will be getting monthly salaries with high. Then after retirement, that income will reduces. So they'll feel some guilt. They feel that they are dependent on their children like that. That should not be there. एस्टाब्लिशिंग कंफर्टेबल रूटीन्स, मतलब अपने किसी के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं होना चाहिए. उनका जो दिनचर्या है, दिन का जो भी है प्लान, वो अच्छे से रूटीन प्लान करके उनको, जैसे मॉर्निंग वॉक पे जाना, फिर आके तैयार होके फ्रेश होके नाश्ता करना, फिर लाइब्रेरी जाना, या उनके एज ग्रुप वाले फ्रेंड्स से कमिटीज़ में जाना, बात करना, यही सब. कुछ ओल्ड एज ग्रुप्स भी रहता है, उन पे जाना, उसमें एक्टिविटीज़ में इन्वॉल्व होना, ये सब. जैसे लाइब्रेरी जाके पेपर पढ़ना, उनके साथ लोगों के साथ बैठना, ये सब रूटीन्स. कम्युनिटी जाना, वैसा रूटीन बना लेना चाहिए, ठीक है. एंड मैरिटल एंड सोशल रिलेशन अच्छे से मेंटेन करके रखना चाहिए. कीप एक्टिव एंड इन्वॉल्व, सभी काम में एक्टिव एंड इन्वॉल्व रहना चाहिए. घर के काम हो सकता है, बाहर का काम हो सकता है, ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन होंगे उनके साथ भी इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए. एंड अदर फैमिली मेम्बर्स के साथ भी इस टच में रहना चाहिए, ठीक है. एंड अच्छा अपना फिजिकल एंड मेंटल हेल्थ को एकदम फिट रखना चाहिए. एंड दे शुड नॉट थिंक दैट एज कमिंग, दे शुड नॉट लूज देयर होप ऑन लाइफ. दे हैव टू फाइंड मीनिंग ऑफ लाइफ. एंड व्हाट आर द कॉमन मेंटल हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स इन एल्डरली? डिप्रेशन एंड डिमेंशिया. डिमेंशिया इज अ ऑर्गेनिक ब्रेन डिसऑर्डर ड्यू टू lesions in the brain, degeneration of the brain, ठीक है. And delirium, that is confusional state, and paranoid disorders will be most common mental health problems among elders, okay. Then how these problems will be solved in elderly means they have to maintain health by living healthy lifestyle. We have to provide them as a strong support social system, help them to adjust and adapt to the change, and we have to educate them, avoid stress producing situations, plan for structured day, that is daily routine we have to plan and give it them, help them to participate in activities such as employment and voluntary, as I explained earlier. This is all about the problems of elderly. And victims of violence, mostly victims of violence who will be there: child abuse, ठीक है, domestic violence, sexual assault, rape, elderly abuse. These are the victims of violence, ठीक है. So forms of domestic violence we see: physical aggression, threats, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, controlling and dominating, intimidation, negligence, financial deprivation. These are the forms of what is happening with them, what is the emotional status, So by keep on exposing to the violence, they lose their self esteem and they become very low confident, mutism, they won't express their feelings, they're entering into depression, they'll get suicidal. And how to prevent violence. Okay, learn about type of violence that may occur, recognize early warning signs of violence, work on low self-esteem issues, recognizing the obstacles to responding to violence, build support system, open communication. Victims of abuse like physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, negligence are the victims of abuse. Causes are mental illness, marital disharmony, crime, chronic illness, poverty, and poor interpersonal interactions, family violence, unsatisfactory schooling, housing and environment, parental factors. Like parental factor means divorced parents or single parent, step mother, step father, like that parental factors are lack of love and affection between kid and parents. So what are the clinical features of abuse? Multiple bruising, matlab chot lagna, either burns, abrasions, scratches, bites, torn lips, low self-esteem, anger, guilt, fear. If the violence is more, they'll get hemorrhages, fracture. The sexual abuse means the genital bleeding, crying spells, new sexual behaviors in child, and they may get in depression, anxiety, nightmares. मतलब nightmares means सपना एकदम भयंकर सपना आना, suicidal tendency, unwanted pregnancy due to sexual abuse, self-harm and still withdrawal. These are the clinical features of abuse. Management. As a nurse, how we have to manage with them? Mostly they won't come out of that violence. If they come out and survive, get approach medical management, then as a nurse we have to reassure the victim and talk to the parents regarding abuse, treat external injuries like bruises, scratches, bites, lip bruises, everything we have to treat and help family to modify their behavior. Never blame parents, provide legal counseling to the victim and family, provide counseling and guidance to that victim, provide reinforcement of healthy traits, and treat if contagious disease is present. If any sexual disorder contagious like STDs are present, we have to provide treatment also. Then handicapped. Handicapped children mostly they try to excel by compensation. They usually are the victims of teasing, bullying, casting, insulting remarks and avoidance by the others. They experience low self-esteem and disturbed body image. Only few cope up with the disability, and remaining they'll develop the psychological issues. So as a nurse, what we have to provide? Focus on what they can do at times. They have to we have to identify the child's strength and we have to promote them. Keep expectations high, and if the child is capable of achieving, never accept rude and negative remarks towards these children. We should not behave very rude with them, and we should show empathy and sympathy in the society also, and give compliment and positive encouragement for their achievements. It is very great that handicapped children are getting achieving some goals. It is very great issue. We have to encourage them. We have to provide compliments to them, because with healthy people are not doing such things with but handicapped children are doing so much. They are achieving with their deficiency also. Even though they are getting success, means it is very great. We have to honor them and make adjustments and accommodations whenever possible for the child to participate, but never pity them. We should not pity them. We have to keep on encourage them. We have to provide some attachment and such an environment for to encourage them, and encourage independent activities, ensure safe measures for the child. Next we can see HIV and AIDS. So if the HIV is a very chronic disorders, AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, HIV, human immunovirus infection. So when the person is affected with the HIV and AIDS, they have some psychological issues that uh, they won't disclose also they are suffering with AIDS. If it is comes to know, it is very hard to accept that HIV and AIDS disease. So there are some psychosocial issues related to diagnosis or behavioral problems, fear, loss, isolation, resentment, depression, anxiety, anger, suicidal thoughts, and low self-esteem. Okay. And psychiatric syndromes they'll get are depression, anxiety, mania, irritability, psychosis, substance abuse, insomnia, suicidal ideation are the psychiatric syndromes due to HIV. So nursing management, multidisciplinary team approach should be there. Detailed neuropsychiatric assessment, help the patient to change that risky behavior, providing counseling, clarifying the doubts if needed, explain the window period, and review the assessment for own risk, provide risk reduction, and build the rapport, the good relation between the nurse and patient, exploring the patient feelings, implementation of psychosocial interventions, providing safe sex information, advice for regular medical monitoring, teaching about the antiretroviral therapy and nutritionist diet, enabling the social support networks for patient. Hope you all understood. So we have discussed mental health in nursing issues of special population, that is adolescents and women, then elderly, then violent and abuse, then psychosocial issues of mental health issues of patients with HIV and AIDS we have discussed. Very easy, but it comes in the exam also. So hope you all understood. Thank you.